All right. It was 2009. The dust from the economic collapse was still everywhere. I had recently been unhired by the University of California for budgetary concerns. So I needed a new place to live. So I turned to Google. And I Googled fun and inexpensive cities. And Google, the Oracle, said, Louisville, Kentucky. So I figured, screw it. I packed my bags. I packed my girlfriend. Her name's Tracy. Our two dogs, Shoes and Damato. And we packed into the Corolla, and we drove 2.5 days straight cross country and came to Kentucky. We had no jobs. We had no friends here, but we had the dogs. We had each other. And we had one other thing. I'll tell you what. When we were coming over that I-64, came over the bridge, and we crossed over the river, and the sun was like beaming down on the Ohio River and reflecting off the Muhammad Ali Center. We were filled with this hope and possibility. We immediately fell in love with the city. I was here a week, and I bought a house. Right into it. A 100-year-old shotgun down in Germantown, right? Yeah. Germantown, right? So this house was a blessed wreck, right? The walls were moldy and wet and falling down, and the floors had nails everywhere. So we were just camped out in the room, and we're fixing it up, and we're having a great time doing this. Okay, so in the middle of this, this part of the story is embarrassing, so be prepared. In the middle of this, one day, I'm constipated, right? And I'm in the bathroom, on the bowl, as we say in New York, and so I'm pushing, right? I push, and as I push, I get this incredible surge of pain in my head, right? And it's like this vice grip is just like squeezing my head, and I just grab onto the towel rack, and I'm just breathing. And 20 seconds, and it goes away. And, okay, all right. And I push again, and then the pain comes back again. So this goes on for 20 minutes. I'm sweating and trying not to scream because my girlfriend Tracy's inside. She's really nervous, so I'm trying not to make too much noise. And for the first time, this 20-minute ordeal, I realized how incredibly fragile my body was. Now, I wanted to do, after this was over, I wanted to do what I normally do with dangerous health symptoms, which is ignore them. But Tracy wouldn't sleep, and she wouldn't let me sleep until I went to the doctor. So I go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, look, 99% of the time, they're nothing. They're called exertion headaches, but we have to get an MRI just to make sure. So I'm like, fine, I'll get this MRI. So I get an MRI, and then a week later, we get the results, and they tell us to come down. So we go down to the doctor's office, and I'm pretty cool with this 99% deal. Like, that's good, got odds, right? But Tracy isn't. She's really scared, so she stays in the lobby, the waiting room, and she won't come in the back. And she's talking to her mother on the phone, right? So I go in the back, and I'm sitting in the doctor's office waiting, and I'm cool, 99%, I'm thinking, right? Cool. And I'm cool with that until the doctor walked in, and I saw the look on his face. And I saw the fear. And he said, Mr. Damato, we found a growth. And when he said that, I realized I had no idea if a growth were necessarily a tumor. So I said, Doctor, is a growth necessarily a tumor? And this was an important question because 6 years ago, my ex-girlfriend, she got a brain tumor. And a year later, she lost her speech. And a year after that, she was dead. So the doctor said, yes, Mr. Damato, a growth is a tumor. You have a brain tumor, and it's about the size of a golf ball, and it's in the middle of your head. So he must have seen the look on my face that gave him the sense that I was maybe a little alarmed by this. So he said, oh, stay here. I'm going to go get some information. And then he got up to leave, and then he said, and don't panic. And then he left. And I thought, I think this is the first time he's done this. And as soon as he left, I panicked, right? So I'm like pacing back and forth, and I'm going, oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Not in like 30 years or 50 years. I'm going to die like soon. And then this like weird, eerie calm came over me because I was like, I don't have to worry about finishing that book anymore. That's a load off. And I don't have to worry about that damn house. That was a pain. That's not my job anymore. So then I started thinking about my whole life, because it's basically done now. It's over. So I'm thinking about my whole life, and I'm thinking about everything I'd seen, everything I'd done, and I asked myself, I was like, did I live a good life? And then when I asked myself that question, I realized I had no idea how to answer that question. I mean, I knew how other people evaluated life, but I had never stopped to think, how did I think about life? And then I realized, I didn't regret anything. I didn't regret the book, or I didn't regret not seeing the pyramids or anything like that. I realized standing there in that office, the only thing I ever regret was not looking inside myself to ask what I thought was really important in life.